Hi guys, I'm talking to you from my vacation in the beautiful kingdom of Laos. It is absolutely fantastic here. I'm having a great time and I am just overwhelmed every single day by the beauty that surrounds me. Alright, here I am sitting in my villa facing the river, so you might hear a little bit of the river sounds in the video. I hope you don't mind that. Or some bird sound. Well, I've had the chance to reflect on a couple of things on my vacation, and there are a couple of things that I really want to get off my chest and really get out there and share with you guys. Which is regarding some very important things in a BDSM relationship or a DS relationship. Now I understand that there's been a lot of hype about the whole 50 Shades thing, and a lot of people are getting into BDSM, and it's all fun and cool. I mean, it's great, and there's nothing wrong with a bit of experimentation. But there are also some very important things that real lifestylers want people to be aware of. That BDSM is not just about the whipping and the flogging, or having a man on his knees or a woman on her knees. The most important thing in a DS relationship or a dominant submissive relationship is actually trust, safety, and consent. Now without these three things, no play, no go. Now here is a common misconception. Being a dominant does not necessarily mean that you are superior, and being a submissive also does not mean that you're inferior as a person. The both of you are essentially equals. You are two halves of a dynamic that complete each other. People need to remember that a dominant and a submissive, you are a cardinal part of each other's identity. One without the other, you are nothing. Now, the other thing that's been on my mind a lot is how a lot of people tend to assume that BDSM relationships are abusive. I would say that yes, there are people who hide behind this cover of a DS or BDSM relationship to exploit others and to abuse others. But as a whole, real players and real lifestylers that know what they're doing, BDSM is absolutely not an abusive relationship. It is never an abusive relationship. And somebody made a comment on my Facebook a couple of days ago saying that a lot of people don't realize that a BDSM relationship is one of the most loving, nurturing, and understanding relationships out there ever. Now, every couple's dynamic is very unique. No two couples think the same way, function the same way, or play the same way. I wouldn't even compare my dynamic to most people out there, because we are very unique and we are very individual. But one thing's for sure is that across all of these relationships, before any sort of play happens, there is a lot of negotiation that goes into it before the scene, and also a lot of debriefing after the scene to understand how each other work and how you can do a better scene. I think it is ever so important for new submissives to realize that just because you're subbing for somebody does not mean that you give them every license to walk all over you or to take advantage of you outside of your consent. It is also very important for new dominants to realize that you need to respect the person who is subbing for you. Being a dominant does not give you the permission to treat somebody like shit, or to be an asshole, or to be a bitch. It is all about protecting the person that you're with in that dynamic. To me, being worthy of the title Domina is more than just commanding a man or holding a whip. Any girl can hold a whip. Being a domina requires a large amount of empathy and compassion. You need to be able to be an objective and effective listener, and to be able to make rational and mature decisions for the both of you. Another thing that a lot of people tend to forget is that as a dominant, you owe a duty of care to the submissive that serves you. And this is something that I can't preach enough, and a lot of my friends have heard me going on and on about it, but it is something that needs to be out there. And when you look at the submissive, he is not just the man on his knees. He is somebody who has given you his mind, his body, his spirit. He trusts you to take him to his limit, and he trusts that you will not take advantage of him or go against your agreement. He has placed that trust in your hands to take him to very dark and sometimes very scary places of his mind. I do feel that there is a great lack of understanding, education, and awareness about our lifestyle and our people here in Asia, especially when topics about sex are so taboo and still so stigmatized in a lot of places, let alone being able to talk about or come out about BDSM relationships. But I definitely hope that things change, and so people can have a safe space and people are able to become more aware of these needs and why are we wired this way. And I feel that if people were more aware of their kinks or the dynamics, or even that this lifestyle exists, there would be fewer people stuck in abusive relationships or getting into abusive relationships in the first place. This is Queen Cobra signing off, reminding you to play safe and play responsibly. Until the next time.